Hi there. I am going to play with paint today, and I'm going to make an autumn scene. What I wanted to do was mask out with liquid frisket some trees and then add some in the background. But when I opened up my frisket, it's not good. I apparently haven't used it in a very long time. So I think I'm going to let this sit and dry out, so then I'll have a cute little jar when I'm done. Instead, I think I'm going to play with watercolor ground. I have some clear watercolor ground and I wanted to try the white, so a friend of mine gave me this adorable little tub full. I think I'm going to see how that works with putting in some dainty little trees in the background of this. I did draw out 2 trees here. I usually want to do like odd numbers of things, but I don't know where I want the 3rd tree to go. So I'm going to start with 2 and then possibly put a 3rd one in as a focal with watercolor ground. Let's just see. I've gotten my core watercolors out because I really love how they work on or how they flow on wet paper. So I'm going to wet the background here pretty good. This is a Lindsay Wyrick paintbrush by Craftimo. It holds a lot of water. And just get going. I'm going to do my best to go around these 2 trees. If it goes over, it's not a big deal. But the reason I wanted to use masking fluid was so that I didn't have to worry about the paint going from one side of the tree to the other side. I didn't want to have to worry about that, but oh well. So I think I'm going to use Quin Gold Deep, Phthalo Blue, Nickel Azo Yellow, Payne's Gray, and maybe a touch of Cobalt Teal because I love how it granulates, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to start by doing the Quin Gold Deep, I think. I'm just going to drop some in. Watch that go. Oof, it's just gorgeous. I love it so much. And then some Nickel Azo Yellow. And then up here, I'm going to do some Phthalo Blue. I'm going to put more color above. I want it to look like the Phthalo Blue is like peeking through. Peeking through some leaves. And also it's going to make a nice green. Ooh, that's starting to dry already. Really want this to be saturated, so I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm going to keep putting more and more color in until I'm happy. Maybe I'll add some Cobalt Teal. Just make it interesting. Well, let's see. I think I want to splatter in a tiny bit of Payne's Gray. It was looking a little bit too bright, in my opinion. I think that's a phobia I have for some reason. Like, my art being really bright just feels wrong to me. It's wonderful when other people do it. For some reason, I don't feel like I'm allowed to do it. How crazy is that? Good grief. I should tell you something. I'm going to let that dry. I think that is an interesting start. And when I start adding the background here, I think it's going to be really cool. So I'm going to dry it. Do I want to add salt? Yes, I do. I want to add salt. I have my salt grinder here, just in a few spots because it's getting kind of dry. But yeah, all right, I will be right back when this is dry. Okay, it's looking a little chaotic. I kind of regret using the cobalt teal, but I don't think it's that bad. I think in my mind it's just bright. I don't know. But I think this is going to look really cool. I'm not going to mess with these two right now. I'm going to start by adding in some birch trees in the background using the watercolor ground and experiment with that. I got some fresh water so I wouldn't contaminate the watercolor ground. Actually, I'm going to scoop some out because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up. Let's see, what can I put it in? Here. Put in a jar lid. Here, let's see if that's enough. I probably need to put this in an airtight container. But for now, I think that's doing okay. I've got it a month or so ago and it's still pretty wet, so it's probably all right. Okay, well, let's start. I'm going to start on this side, I guess, so I don't put my hand in it. Seems like a good plan. Here we go. So it's not completely opaque. Probably because I watered it down on my brush a little bit. Oh, it's picking up some of the paint. I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. I do want to scrape that off. Let's see if I have a hole, please. This is really on there and I don't want it getting the ferrule, so I'm going to scrape it off. Okay, here's one. Ooh, that's a little bit thick. That's interesting. Okay, let's do another one. You'll have one coming this way. And it's going to come up here. All right. I don't hate it. These are all kind of the same size. I think maybe I need to make them a little bit different each time. So maybe I'll make one here a little thicker, and maybe I'll put a curve in it. So far, so good. I don't know if watercolor ground handles up or handles well with like bending of the page. So in a sketchbook, I'm not sure how well it's going to hold up, but that's part of the experimentation, I think. This one also has a really rough edge, so I'm going to try to even that out. So does this one, actually. Let's try to even that out. I don't mind a little bit of rough edge because sometimes the bark curls and such, but it was just really jagged. This one is too. I think this is going interesting. Not sure what you think. You know, I think that masking fluid has its place, time and place. And if you don't use it regularly like I do, you risk it going bad. And that's just a bummer. I don't like when materials die. It's a bummer. Okay, let's do one like this. Because, you know, birch trees just go all over the place, don't they? I think that's fun. Now, yeah, I could have used gouache, but I don't know. I just wanted to try something new. I also could have used strips of masking fluid or masking tape, but again, I wanted to try something new. Kind of feel like I want one in here too. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. What's right here? I think I'm going to leave it at that because I need to add limbs to each of those. So I think I'll stop where this is. I'm going to dry it. I don't know if you're supposed to use a heat tool with this, but I'm gonna keep the heat gun away from it so it's not really, really hot on top of it. So that's the plan. I will be right back. I want to add another coat quickly, I think, to some of these so that the background color isn't shining through quite as much. Okay. I think I'll call it there. I'm going to get fresh water that doesn't have the watercolor ground in it. And then I'm going to, I don't know, start the limbs, I guess. I think first I'm going to make these two main trunks look like trees instead of just white lines. I'm going to use a little bit of Payne's Gray. And I'm going to make the side in shadow be on the left. All right, I'm going to splay my bristles and get a little bit and just do like little swipes of. And then I'm going to add a little bit of, I think the Quinn Gold Deep, I think is what I'll use there. Just a light amount of it. Yeah. Now I do want to put a little bit of a darker bit of Payne's Gray on there. I started light and now I'm going to work up a little bit darker because I like having a little bit of both personally. And I also might use a little bit of the phthalo blue and the Quinn Gold Deep for shadow as well. A little more of the blue. There you go. I think they look all right. Now I'm going to add a couple limbs. Let's do one right here. one lives right there. There we go. And then one right here in this dark area. I like to make a little home for the limb. And also I like to put a little bit of a knot kind of around it. And then bring it up. There we go. I'm going to add more of those once I do the background trees. So like this tree right here has a little bit of a chunk in it. I wish that I hadn't taken that background tree through the chunk, but it's all right. In the grand scheme of things, it's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the background ones. I think first I'm going to put the little shadows in, which was this phthalo blue and Quingle Deep. And left side of them. Just really quickly, because they are not the focal points. And splay my bristles a tiny bit and start making them look like curved trunks. Now, watercolor ground does not act the same as Arch's watercolor paper, which is what my sketchbook is made out of. But that is okay, because these are not focal point trees. I'm all right that they're not acting the same as the Arch's watercolor paper. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the Quingle Deep. And then I'm going to use a little bit more of the Payne's Gray in a little bit darker concentration. I like it. Okay, I think I'm going to add some limbs. So I'm using the Payne's Gray pretty heavily. And I'm going to I like putting them in the dark spots. I just feel like they kind of fit there. So I'm going to put one here. And put a little knot around it. Now I am covering up an area with watercolor ground, so it's gonna act a little bit differently, but I'm just gonna embrace it. Right. Maybe I turn this into one. I really don't like it. Looks like it's eating that. I really don't like it. I'm gonna go like that. There. Fixed it. All right. Maybe right here. I feel so Bob Ross doing this. Like, maybe a little happy limb lives right here. And it does. It didn't before, but it does now. This is so fun. There's just no pressure when painting birch trees. They're just like ridiculously easy. It's just, you know, I just love them. I just love them. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do any more limbs on these two big ones. Maybe I'll do a couple on this one, this little one in the background. And then down here too, I think, to go behind that tree. It's going back there somewhere. And let's do over here. This tree's a little wonky right here, so I'm going to add a limb right there. And maybe one here. And here. Because I made a dot by accident. And this tree here can have one. And here for this one. Remember, these further away trees, they're going to be really fine, so I'm trying not to be too thick with my limbs and the tiny branches on the limb on the limb. I don't know the anatomy of a tree branch. There's like the main limb, and then there's the little bits growing off of it, branching off of it. I don't know. This one is coming like towards us. I think this one needs another one right in here. Okay, I think I want more dark on these in front. I'm using the side of my brush now, and this is a very dry mix. That's pretty. I think I'm going to do that with the Kringle Deep too, just a tiny bit. Just to show that it's not pristine. There we go. Cool. I really like it. I feel like I probably have a little bit more dark on the background ones. Let's see. I might regret it, but let's see. Let's start over here. Just a little bit of Payne's Gray. It might be overkill, but I just felt like they were just kind of bland. Not bland, that's a terrible word. That's a negative word. They were too samesies. That's not negative, is it? Samesies? They look too much like the background in value, I guess. There we go. I feel like I'm getting close to being done. I've probably done more than I should, but it just felt like it needed a little more something something. But I think it's really pretty. I love the colors. They're clearly birch trees. Yeah, that's nice. I'm going to take off the tape. I did leave an area over here to swatch out the colors that I used. I probably should have done that before taking the tape off, but too late now. I'm committed. That is really pretty. I am so happy with that. Was it better than using Frisket? I don't know. I don't know if it was. You be the judge. Was it better than using gouache? I don't know. You be the judge. Let me know if you try this or if you think it was an incredible waste of materials. I'm curious to know. So, yeah. But I think it's really pretty. I love the colors. I think that Quinn Gold Deep and Phthalo Blue are just chef's kiss together. I just think they're gorgeous together. So, anyway, I hope you have a great day. Please like and subscribe before you go. It really helped my channel. And leave me a comment. I would love to hear what you think. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.